Hello, hello, hello. So my first go on the Hangouts. Next meeting is starting now. So anyone who might be watching this, because I have a sneaking suspicion this is being recorded and uploaded to YouTube. This is my first go at Hangout, and it's probably going to be a little shaky as I get familiar with it. And I'm not even sure if anyone's turning up for it, as I managed to send it to the wrong people. So it's a bit of a demo. And I think I will now stop talking and let the next few minutes go by and see if anyone turns up. Maybe I'll just play with the control, see if how I can scroll the screen. Cameraman. No. Screen share. Google Hangout. Two viewers. I'm not sure if you can hear me. I'm going to try and work out how to get the chat going. Hello. There's a chat. And let me see if I can find out who these viewers are. Right, one person's left, and that's less. Hello, anyone there? There's a chat on the side. If you are there, say hello, because I'm a bit of an amateur when it comes to. Hello, this is me. So I'm trying to work out how to use Hangouts. Apologies for being quite rubbish at it. If you are there and you are listening to me, say something in the chat so I know what's going on. Present to everyone. You're presenting to everyone. Maybe that's better. Can you hear me now? I can see there's 3 viewers and no chat. I don't know how you can even determine who the viewers are, but there's no sort of feedback. Maybe I can let other people speak. Hide their audio and video from the broadcast. No, they can speak. Broadcast the large video that I see to my audio. Hide the athletes. No, you guess in my large. I'm muted when they join. No. So if you just joined, there's a chat on the side. Say hello or something so I know that you're there. Because at the moment, I'm not really sure what's going on. And then I will go through YoGrow. But obviously, I don't want to start going through YoGrow and then discover I've been talking to myself for half an hour. So if you are there, just please say something in the chat. Otherwise, you're going to bamboozle me. Q&A. Hello, can hear you fine. Oh, we can hear you. Start. Oh, Sky, thank you for texting me. That was embarrassing. You all been there. I really need to know who's there because bit of a mistake. I hadn't intended to send that to everyone on my Google Hangouts. It seems my internet skills are still lacking somewhat. Okay, fabs. Okay, we've got some people here. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to go through the expert panel for YoGrow and a little demo of how it will be useful for experts to talk to store owners. So a little bit of a run through about what YoGrow is. YoGrow is an analytics tool for store owners to look at their key metrics and then track how they're performing. They'll be able to track their traffic, their average order value, and their conversion rate, and from that deduce the revenue. And on that note, I'm going to go share my screen so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. There we go, share. You are screen sharing, presenting to everyone. Fantastic. All right, so let me actually go to that screen. All right, so this is the main page that a store owner will see. And from here, we have two sections. We have the left section and the right section. And basically, you have your revenue and your orders and your traffic conversion and order value. And we have two figures. We have a target metric, the metric that we're aiming for, and the actual metric of the month. So we are in January. There are 10 days left of January. And so far on this store that we have on beta, they've made $828. And their target's to make 11K. So we can see how different we are from target to reality. This is the amount of orders, how many orders they made compared to their target, and likewise here. And then also plots on a graph. So the idea is that a store will be logging in every day or whenever they need to be seeing how they're performing against their targets. So they can set their targets as being against the previous month, against the same month the previous year. So that's month on month and year on year. Or they can set their own targets, specific targets that they want to create. So if you've got an intention to grow 10% a year, 10%, you can go into your targets up here and you can create your own targets. Now, that's for the store owners, so I'm not going to go in great detail about how that works, but essentially once you set your targets, you can then come into your dashboard and understand how you're performing about it. The main bulk of the value of this tool is here, to come in and just see on a quick glance how you're performing. There are other utilities such as, to go down, you'll be able to compare how you're doing on a historical basis. So you can view the previous months and how you performed. You'll see here how it's green and says hit target. If you go over the target that you want, it goes green, and if you don't hit your target, it goes red. So it's just a very easy visual indicator that everything's working. Now, the main juice of it is the proposals. I'm just going to go back to the Hangouts and just check nobody's writing messages to me saying, shut up. No, everyone's good. Okay, fab. Okay, so the proposal section. So the idea here is, so we have a store here and they're doing okay. They're making $828 a month, but obviously they might want to grow their business. So they might want to have somebody who can help with traffic or conversion. And at this point, they would reach out to an expert and say, hey, how can you help me grow my store? And they can share these analytics, these analytics they have here, they can share all this with you as a store owner, as an expert, and you can look at that data and then decide how you can work with them to improve their revenue. So for example, if you're a conversion rate specialist, having this understanding of what their current conversion rate is, and you can also drill down deeper and go look at for example, their annual activity, as well as knowing their site, you can then create a much more bespoke proposal. So you can say, hey guys, I've looked at the data that you've got, I've looked at your website, and I reckon I can increase your conversion rate to 2.5%. Then you'll be able to send them a proposal within this system, and they will be able to look at that proposal and purchase it all within the system. So it'll make a bit more sense if I actually show you what a proposal looks like. So here we go. This is proposal making. It's very similar to the previous screen, but we have each individual month relayed here. So you would say, so what this is automatically is it takes the previous month's metrics and then sets that as a baseline that you can then amend and make your own one. So we can say that the traffic we're going to do is to increase it. So you can see how it increases here. We can increase it we're going to say, as my job with Next, I'm going to increase it to 72% to there. I'm going to amend the conversion rate down to 2.2% and such like. You can amend the targets that you're going to present over here. And what will automatically happen as you make a bespoke proposal is that we will factor in your costs and the growth and determine the return on investment. So say, just using numbers at the top of my head, say that your cost is for the first month, the initial cost is going to be £500, and then ongoing months after that, you're going to then charge £1,000 a month. It will then look at the growth profile here that you're saying. So in this month, you're going to create 12, just under 13,000 from what was 11,000. Same, because I've actually kept them all the same. It will then work out what the growth is that you're presenting the stories, and work out the return on investment by basically subtracting the costs here. You can then say, give it a name. So this will be our conversion proposal. In this proposal, we will blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then you'll be able to send it to them, and they will be then presented to this, and they will see, just like we see here, they'll see the figures here. They'll see we promise a 6 months growth of £10,872, which is an 83% return on investment from the cost that you're presenting, and a buy button. So they will be able to see exactly what you're proposing, and also they'll see what you're proposing and be able to action it. They'll also be able to keep an eye on the proposal in the dashboard. So if we were to go back to the dashboard and we'd send a proposal, they'll also be able to set that as their target here. This is using the example target I made previously, one I made earlier. And they'll be able to see how the store is performing against what you presented. So here was a target that started in January, on the 1st of January. And the target is to make $400 a day. This is all just very much demo data, just for illustration's sake. So the target here is to make 400 a day, and they'll be able to see how we're performing to the target. So the target over here is to make 12 grand, and that, if you're on, off, or on. So you can demonstrate your value to the store owner all from the dashboard. They can have a single place to determine how you're performing, how you're not performing. Now, I wish that Hangouts was a little bit more interactive, so I could get some feedback from everyone, and everyone who's got scratching their heads. I'm just going to go back to, bear with me as I just go back to Hangouts and see if it is possible to even allow that. I thought that was the whole point of Hangouts, is that you can have guests speak. Control room. Maybe Sky's probably going to text me in a minute, having a go at me, telling me how to do this. All right, no idea how to do this. I'll just go back and just jabber on, and unless anyone knows how to make it interactive, because I don't really want to just go on and on. If there's questions, it'd be much better if there was an interactive element. Oh, is that my? Are you seeing me now rather than the screen? Still live. All right, don't worry. I'm going to go back to the. I'm going to go. I'll tell you what I'll do. I've already lost somebody. I'm going to spend a few more minutes back on the app. If anyone has any questions, just email me, and then I'll tie it up in another few minutes. Obviously, I need to work on my webinar skills, as this is a bit all over the shop. All right, go back here, and I'm feeling a bit illy, a bit sick as well, so I'm a bit grumbly. All right, here we go, back to here. So you'll be able to set your proposals here. So I just basically wanted to explain the concept today. If I was a store owner and this was me, and I wanted to get in touch with an expert to say, hey, can you help me out in the business? The way in which they do that is they go to the experts page. On the experts page, they can scroll through and find somebody suitable. So I go through and say, hey, there's Stu. He looks like he can help me because he works on strategy, and that's what I need some help with. You can then message Stu directly from here and say, hi, Stu, I need some blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to send a message because I don't want to send Stu a real message, but when that is sent like that, it will then ping up here. It'll ping you an email as an expert, and it will appear in your messages section up here. And you can interact with the store owner all within here at the stage in which you've learned enough about them from chatting to them and learning what they want and their budgets. You can then ask me, at the moment it's a manual process, but you'll ask me for to share their data. I can then share their data with you. You can then create a proposal, and from there on it's automatic. That's all I'm going to go through today in this very early stage webinar. I will talk a little bit more in the future about some of the other items in more detail, but thank you for coming today. And for anyone else, I don't really know who's joined the webinar, but for anyone else who just sort of turned up, I hope that's been useful, although if I'm honest, I hadn't intended to sort of broadcast to everyone. It was supposed to be just for the experts, but I hope that piques your interest as well. And if you email me with any feedback at all, even just to say that you heard me loud and clear and made a fool of myself, that'd be great. Let me just pop it. I'll pop it back to the actual camera so you can see me for that. There you go. Aren't you lucky? Okie dokie. I will say goodbye now, and until my next thrilling webinar, have a great day. See you later.